Bitfinex analysts say Bitcoin could touch $115,000 or higher by early July, driven by strong institutional interest and ETF flows. Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the XRP holders. Appreciate you guys as always. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that red subscribe button. Looking across the market as we are going into Thursday morning, we have seen a little bit of green over the last 1 hour to be specific. But of course, if you're looking at it from a 24-hour perspective, we are still seeing substantial amount of red across the board. So XRP at $2.19 to be exact, down 1.3% in Bitcoin compared with the valuation at 128.7 billion and the 24-hour trading volume at about $1.7 billion. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So ETF flows for yesterday, around 825 Bitcoin were bought and about 21,990 Ethereum. So you're actually seeing both of these assets that have ETFs actually seeing net inflows, which is quite interesting to see. And you could see Tom Emer says this, you can see GOP majority whip during today's hearing. The Clarity Act is a thoughtful bill that creates regulatory guardrails tailored to the unique attributes of blockchain technology, while giving users and developers the confidence to engage and innovate in this ecosystem. Big stuff. And this would revolutionize the way we look at digital assets. So I can really understand how big of a deal this really will be if this bill were to pass. And moving forward, Coinbase launches its wrapped XRP, CBXRP, and Dogecoin CB Doge on Base. Pretty much what this does is this allows these specific assets to interact within the Ethereum chain, as well as of course on Base, which again is something that we shouldn't really be ignoring. And moving forward, Subjective View says Ripple mentioned in a new Digital Euro Association report on the role of stablecoins in financial sovereignty. Stablecoin was highlighted as a government. Paula stablecoin PSC was highlighted as a government-led stablecoin initiative. They also showcased how it was built on the XRPL ledger. Ripple and Boston Consulting Papers was cited as a source with regards to the benefits of using stablecoins as settlement for tokenized assets. And again, this is where XRPL ledger comes into play. You could see the remainder of the report explained that while stablecoins are revolutionizing global finance by enabling faster cross-border digital transactions, their rapid growth, especially in USD peg forms, possesses serious challenges to national financial sovereignty, promoting urgent policy responses across monetary, regulatory, payments, and digital domains, which I think is already happening. And the Clarity Act is a perfect example of that. On top of that, former Ripple CTO Stephen Thomas says, the Interledger protocol was designed to scale the XRP ledger to a global level. Interledger has always been the key for XRP to achieve global adoption, and this is being said by a former Ripple CTO. And on top of that, of course, we know the big news that has come out yesterday, China-based Webus International that plans to build a staggering $300 million XRP-focused corporate treasury. That's huge. And what Andrew says here is this is huge. Just imagine when businesses all over the world start doing the same. And I think Webus International is one of the early comers to do this, to obviously have XRP-focused corporate treasury. Because I think a lot of these other entities that want exposure, I think they're going to be waiting for the ETF to go live, believe it or not. And I think once the ETF goes live, that's where obviously you do tend to see a lot of money that hasn't really enter. And of course, that would be a game changer moment. And this is why you want to see the ETF being approved for XRP and other digital assets, because that brings in more inflows from hedge funds, private equity firms, governments, whatever the case may be, big corporations. So this is where the interesting moment really lies. But let's take a look at what's happening with the price as we are going into Thursday morning. So if you're looking at the dominance, we did see an uptick over the last 24 hours, currently sitting at 64.11%. BTC on the other hand, let's give it a refresh live. I think it's sitting at $104,611. But due to the fact that we did see the dominance pull down a little bit, that is the main reason why over the last 1 hour we are seeing some green across the board. So in a grand scheme of things, nothing to be getting overly excited. We know how we got rejected at that 106K range. If you guys follow my channel daily, you guys know about that, and we want to turn that resistance into support. If it's able to do that, I'm projecting 110,000 even. But if not, if we stay below 106,800, I am still thinking that $100,000 price point retest could still be in play and is not unrealistic. So now if you're looking at the price of XRP, $2.20, still pretty much ranging around this level. We're still in the 38.2. Yes, not seeing any explosive moves, but we need to wake up and take a look at the broader market. But yeah, so far so good. Like what I'm seeing here. Let me know down below what you guys think. Where do you guys see the price of XRP going? And what do you guys think about what I've shared with you? Let me know in the comments. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? We'll see you later with Crypto ZX, and peace out.